Print a Pepsi. Start the game. Start. Question mark? Start the game. Good. Wasn't paying attention. We finally got it going. Oh, jeez, I haven't heard this music in ages. Whoa!
Well, for me, whenever I like go on my Smurf or something like that, you know, I have the sound on. I'm just freaking out the entire time during James because I can't hear anything over it.
Yeah. Gee, this is a throwback, man.
Well, yeah, mute the stream quick so I can hear some of that swag league.
It's like I've listened to this intentionally since season 1. Like it's so ominous. Dude, remember when they got that orchestra? And then they kept getting orchestras?
Yep.
First orchestra was best orchestra though, because now it's like expected. But the first time they got one, we were all like, dang! They got a full-blown orchestra.
Like, I mean, because, you know, this is just nerdy game. No one cares about it. No one would ever bother to have a full orchestra, right?
Yeah, that's not a thing that people do.
I mean, Rito got this.
Yeah. Rito takes it to the next level. How can people still have issues hearing you?
I don't know. I don't know what to do right now. Because if I turn it up anymore, you're just going to be hearing a wind tunnel from me breathing.
Should we chance it, stream?
Are you ready for the wind tunnel?
Maybe it's just maybe I'm too loud. Wait, say something.
Hello.
Yeah, you're like barely above the volume of the music. So if I bring the music down, I guess it'll create some contrast. But the issue is that I'm so much more loud than you because I guess I've done all my audio balancing to be that way.
Microphone boost. More boost.
Oh my goodness. That's actually not that bad.
Is this any better?
That's actually perfect. What do you do?
I literally boosted everything to max.
Alright, well, I hear you loud and clear and I love it. So, there it is.
And I'll just, you know, I'll just watch that little green box, make sure I'm not breathing, hopefully.
Well, you want to breathe somewhat.
No, I can't breathe
I
anymore.
mean,
Rest of the cast without breathing. Got this, guys.
I think my client music is just really loud too. Maybe it's just my headset.
It is. It really is.
It's
really is loud.
I've got it on like half volume in the client, and it's still just like. I'm like, calm down, please. All right, so Casper picking up the Nasus there. Nurricane actually gets the Janna. Purple team asleep, and actually, it's a whole bunch of new guys who don't realize that the Nurricane Janna is tremendous. It is something to be feared and respected. Plat Senpai picking up his signature. New mid laner, Annie, brand new champion, just came out. I think Annie gets released brand new every season at some point. Everyone goes, oh, Annie exists. That's right. Let's pick a lot of Annie support.
Well, I think like the biggest time I ever saw that was at like close to the beginning of season 2. They buffed her over the summer, like just her base values. And she was just absolutely ridiculous. You could not deal with her at all. Just insta-skipped everyone on the team.
Yeah, Annie is always a huge threat when she's like ahead. It was worse than when DFG was alive and well, because she would just burst anyone. It didn't matter who it was. Now she actually has to pick a target, so that's good.
Support Annie with Deathfire.
Yeah. Let's see. X not Lex? I don't know. It's pre-made it's 5v5s of random people from the chat room. So if you're looking to get into the game, you need to join the LowElo chat room in your client. And then next time we're looking for the next game, we will try to pick you up because we always look for brand new people over those who already played for the night. So There it is. Tibber84 in the chat room said, I poop on your Hurricane. Spelling it with 2 R's and an I, so already just at a disadvantage based on the spelling. Alright, so George P. Burdell picking up his signature Kog'Maw as well. What do you think about that Kog'Maw pick in this game, though? Like, is he going to be in danger at all, or is it going to be a safe time to pick that?
First off, I actually haven't seen George play that much Kog'Maw. I mean, maybe I just haven't been paying attention, but I've seen him play it like once.
Mm-hmm.
But besides that, I would almost never go Kog'Maw against a Zeroth.
Really?
Yeah. Just the lack of mobility. I mean, AD carries already have an impossible time dealing with that champion because he can just reach straight over your front line. But Kog'Maw is one of those champions without any mobility. It gets so much worse.
Yeah, it really does. No way to just dodge out of those Arcano Pulses or that ulti little blobs, blorps, whatever you want to call them from Xerath. I don't remember. It's right of the arcane, something like that. Let me look it up.
Well, click the information about Xerath. Abilities. Right of the arcane.
There it is.
Right. You were right.
Oh, please no. Oh, I'm breaking my chair. All right. So, looking at these two team comps, we got the Nasus, we got the Janna, the Annie, the Kog'Maw, the Pantheon jungle. 3 of those 5 picks scream late game. Like, Annie late's huge, Kog'Maw late's a menace, Nasus late is unstoppable, and then you've got Pantheon, I guess to help them in the early game, really get those snowballs rolling and secure their scaling so they can actually get to that late game. That's a really nice jungle pickup. But yeah, I feel like if this game goes long, Purple Team's going to be really hard-pressed to win.
I would tend to agree with you. Purple Team does have a lot of mid-game power. The only thing that's really keeping them in the late game is that Xerath, because that champion is just retarded.
It does so much damage. We've seen it many times here on stream. We've seen it in our 5v5 ranked games. Xerath, if he gets any sort of money, will chunk people way too hard with his Q. And it gets to a point where if you're just too close or you missed up, you just lose a third of your health. And if anyone's near you, they also lose a third of your health, a third of their health. So it's really, really rough. Both teams, I feel like, are pretty pick-oriented as well. You got the stun from Xerath, the crescendo, Riven mobility things, Skarner ulti, Annie stuns, Pantheon stuns, Wither, knockup, slows, all over the place. So I feel like warding is going to be super, super key rather than just grouping up. Though, I mean, both teams can definitely benefit for going for a 5-man stack.
I don't know. I really foresee this game just being a giant continuation of random skirmishes throughout the map where people lose 1 or 2 people and then go take an objective.
Yeah.
I don't know. Should be a lot of kills.
Yep. I like a lot of kills. A lot of kills means a lot of action. A lot of action means me having to yell a lot.
And you also being completely out of breath.
Yes. Good times. So this champ select has gone long enough that the actual champion select music has ran out. And now we just sit in silence. Actually, since you've boosted your mic up a bit, I can probably just play my music again. And I'll have to remember to turn off the champ select audio next time around.
What's the worst thing is you can't change that once you get into champ select.
Yeah, you've got no access to the options. And I don't know why that is. You'd think with the new client layout that they would have been like, what is the one thing that really annoys people? Oh, champion select music over their other music that they're trying to play because they reformatted their client or whatever. We should change it so they can access it during champ select rather than making people mute their external music. And wait.
I don't know. I mean, it's been that way since the very beginning, too.
Oh, so that's tradition?
I mean, that feels like something that you would have just addressed.
Yeah. And where's my built-in replay system? How hard can it be, people?
Yeah, Bax and I were just talking about that a little while ago, about how everyone was wanting the spectator and wanting replay, and then spectator came out, and then people just like, oh, this is shiny, and they kind of forgot about replay. And like,
Replay is so
just
key.
recently, I think people are starting to remember, replays would be amazing right now.
Yeah, because there's so many changes happening right now. And there's so many new items and stuff like that. I think people get reminded about it more towards the early portion of the season, because there's so many different things to get adjusted to, and they kind of forget about it as they slowly get adjusted. I also feel like it would evolve the scene a lot faster, because if you give the entire community built-in replays rather than having to muddle through, LOL replay or Baron replays or whatever you want to use, op.gg, occasionally LSI, I'm going to not include in that statement because it works 100% of the time, all the time, and I love it. But just giving it to people straight up and telling the entire community about it straight away and giving them a way to rewatch their replays is a way that it'll just improve the game overall and make a lot of people better. Because right now I feel like probably 85% of the community doesn't go back and watch any sort of replays that they've played in. And
I'm definitely not part of that.
yeah. I watch my replays occasionally, but not all of them. Some of them just I think part of it is a lot of games you know what you did wrong, but it really solidifies it when you go back and you see it again. Alright, so we're loading into the game. This one's taken kind of a long time to get rolling, but I'm glad we're finally getting it started.
So, new pet peeve with Riot right now.
Oh, really?
DJ Sona, you can't play the music when you're spectating.
Wait, what? So, why is that a problem?
I want to listen to the music all the time, dude.
Well, they've got it on Spotify, so you can technically just turn it on. I mean, if you're spectating, you're not in the game.
Right on my screen. I don't want to mess around with another program.
Oh my goodness, this guy is so pampered. And then Riot will be like, we'll get right on that. Alright, push replays back another 3 months. We gotta get this DJ Sona working and spectate. Tannen said so. For those who have been waiting for the replay client and it's being so delayed, Tannen is the reason why we haven't gotten nice things by now.
I mean, I just really think they should focus on what's truly important to the health and life of this game.
Yeah. So, Gaston asking, how late are you guys going, or are y'all going? I'd love to join later. I'm probably going to be here till roughly midnight. I don't know how long Tannen's planning on sticking around, but I will be
undecided.
in. Yeah. Nightbot is not turned on. I can turn Nightbot on. If it logs me into the wrong thing, it does. Dang it, now I gotta log out. See, this is the reason Nightbot's not on, because it detects my login info based on which account I'm logged in, so now I have to log out of my LOL Stretch account, log into the LowElo community account on Twitch, then go back to Nightbot, and then log into Nightbot using the API from Twitch for LowElo community, and then click the join button. Log out of the, actually I don't even have to log out of that, but I can log out of my LowElo community account, log back into the LOL Stretch account, and then participate in chat, and people will know exactly who I am right away. And all of that clears my chat.
I believe in you. I think you can manage to do this.
I did it. Okay, so first off, I have to take Nefarious's name off the thing right now. I forgot about it. Boom. I should probably add a Tannen. A Tannen KS.
A single Tannen.
One Tannen.
For all of your KSing needs.
Streamer 2. In-game. Spectate. Add. Text. Wait, hold on. I gotta match this perfectly. Okay, here we go. Add text, Tannen KS, home at, then just copy this, use outline, And then edit scene. Just drop it down there real quick. Boom. Now you're on my stream, and people can see where your Twitter's at. Game has started, and I've just not been paying attention. Let's go. So what do we got going on here? Anything interesting? First off, I should probably...
Zero interesting things have happened.
Lame. Weak.
Actually, well, so far, both teams decided to go for a pretty calm start, not going for any invades. I highly disapprove. Invades are fun.
Yeah, they are. They spice up the game. You can honestly get some pretty decent advantages off as well. Though, I think the only team that's really adept to going in for an invade right now might be blue team if the Hurricane decided to take like the tornado first, but I feel like that might decrease some of your laning potential because having the shield first is quite a big advantage.
Agreed. A little bit of a DC up top, but he's going to get right back into it. Something I do want to say is he's decided to go with Crystalline Flask instead of the Cloth 5. It's okay, but I think it would have been better off with the armor against Riven.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit worried on keeping his mana high on these Qs, but to be honest, with the cooldown early that's on the Q, on Siphoning Strike, I don't feel like you're going to be able to burn down through it very quickly.
Well, what it almost feels like is he's like planning to lose, so he's just going to have mana for that Spirit Fire to farm from range.
Well, to be honest, a lot of Nasus players in the top lane will take that flask to have the mana just for the quick Q farming, but I think that's with a higher early cooldown reduction build on the runes and masteries. He is not running any right now. He's got higher AD in order to do less hit, had a higher health, but what really matters is the number of Qs that you get off and less hit with, not the amount of damage that they deal. It's a weird interaction. Alright, so Casper taking quite a bit of damage in the top lane from Panther, who's just dancing on the edge of that turret range. He does not want to be too close. Bottom lane, Tibber loves you, just getting so chunked down by George P. and the Hurricane, that Storm Shield doing so much work and increasing his AD. Top lane, though, Panther looks like he's going to go in and pick up first blood immediately. Boy, would that armor have helped there, because he just got chunked away very, very quickly.
Oh,
pause comes out. Pepsi.
Oh, this is annoying. I want to see this Pantheon gank. It's so close, I can taste it.
Did someone DC? My bad. 1k pink spike. Thought I DC'd. No. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Ditto. Okay. So, 1k ping person on each side. I call that balanced. Top lane. Crazy Phil comes in for the gank. Panther throws down a little bit of damage. Good stun comes in. E comes out. And it looks like it should be a kill pickup. Yep, last spear crit goes down, and that's going to be the kill there. Plat Senpai actually flashes the wrong direction in order to pick up the Skarner kill and gets taken out by Crazy Turtle. Bottom lane, Hurricane and George P. Burdell trading very strongly with Prinapepsi and Tibber Loves You, but Hurricane going very low. Gotta be careful.
Yeah, Plat Senpai just going a little bit ham after that kill without being able to finish it off.
Yeah. Honestly, had he flashed a little bit more towards Skarner, it should have just been a Q and an auto attack away, but he kind of went towards the wall. I didn't know if he was intending to get away from that situation and just get out, or if he was trying to get towards the Skarner and kind of misclicked. It was like half and half between the two places. Alright, so...
The world may never know.
Yeah, this is going to be one of the world's great mysteries. So far, 500 gold lead for red side. Skarner dancing around this dragon, probably just looking for this crab. Yeah, he's going to pick that up nice and easy there. Get a little speed boost, get a little gold, get a little vision as well. That crab is so valuable. Top lane Panther looking for more trades. But things have slowed down just a bit as everyone kind of resets, repositions. Bottom lane looks like Tibber Loves You is going in for a little bit of poke, and Pretty Pepsi really backing him up just the way you want to see an 80 carry do. Both stepping forward in unison there.
Yeah, the Sono Poke is finally starting to overcome the shield from the Hurricane, and you can see the health bar is just really low for blue team right now. They have to play careful.
Yeah, if they really get caught out with some slows and some additional damage from that double up, they can be put in a really bad position. Panther going in once again on top lane, looking for the kill on Casper. Can't quite find it. Mid lane stun goes down from Pantheon. It looks like Plaid actually gets one more stun stack off the minions with his Q before he's able to close the distance. Soulless Pizza walks in, taking some decent damage from Crazy Phil. He's in the middle of a lot of minions here. I don't know if he can pick this up. He gets taken out by Plat Senpai before he can get the stun off with that last auto attack. And it looks like Xerath is just kind of left there watching, just asking why. Why did you go so deep?
Yeah, that was just a huge amount of minions to try and run into.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to quite calculate that out.
Yeah, like 9 minions turned around and said, what are you doing, friend?
What's good?
Yeah, we're gonna... You know what, Annie? You know what, Pantheon? We got this one. We'll handle it. Alright, Nurrican walking forward to get some auto attacks. Maybe 1-2 auto attacks down on Pretty Pepsi. George P. still needs to be careful, though, because these auto attacks are just shredding through his HP. Pretty Pepsi doing a great job of staying out of the reaction time of George P. Burdell and just getting in her own auto attacks before backing up to safety.
Yeah, blue team could definitely use a little bit of love in the bot lane from that Pantheon. Otherwise, they're a pretty big wave once they're forced back.
Yeah, definitely could be the case. But yeah, it's just red team in the bottom lane with their sustain has just taken over control of that lane completely. Top lane, Casper throws down the Wither on Panther. Panther gets chunked for a bit of his health from that siphoning strike. It's not quite that strong yet. It's only sitting up on 48 stacks at 7 minutes, which is pretty low. Ignite goes down, and actually the Wind Slash connects at the very end, and the last tick of Ignite is going to pick up that kill there. This Panther is going to be a real problem now.
Yeah, just managing to catch Nasus out before he hit the level 6, so he couldn't get that health back, just won that fight really hard.
Yep, bottom lane, Pantheon coming in with the ultimate here. He's going to be able to stun up Tibber Loves You. Plat Senpai also showing up, throwing down the true Tibbers. That's not the love he was looking for. Crazy Phil goes deep, but it looks like Tibber Loves You is able to flash out towards turret and get to safety. Blue team might consider going for this dragon here, but everyone's a little bit low, so they might not be able to do it. They do have that Tibbers who can tank it up for them, but I don't know.
I think it could have been the right choice just because Pantheon is so strong at that dragon pickup, but they are going to play it safe.
Yeah. Risky plays like that can be very rewarding, but at the same time they can really set you back if things go awry. And with the amount of poke that Xerath has, especially with that blue buff he just received, it may not have been the best idea. So I can respect them being a little bit cautious. All right, here. So, focuses for Red Team in this game, they need to really play around this Riven. I'd say, even though Riven's far ahead right now, gank this Nasus, get his turret down, start roaming to the mid lane, shut down this Annie. He's 2-1-0. Really put your Xerath ahead, and then start playing around the dragon, honestly, because with how far Nasus is far behind now, it's going to take a while before he ramps up.
Yeah, they really need to play off of mid-game advantage that they have with their team comp. They have so much damage and so much CC for that mid-game. They should be able to burst out any fights around the dragon and get ahead and hopefully close out the game for them. Yeah.
Should be a good plan for them. Bottom lane, Printa Pepsi just always so bold with those auto attacks, and I think that takes George by surprise. Top lane, though, Panther just getting ganked up by Crazy Phil. Maybe one more siphoning strike can pick up the kill here. They may not be able to close the gap. Soulless Pizza walks up and lands a great slow. They turn around and get the damage down on Crazy Phil. Panther's waiting for the reset on his shield to be able to survive this fight. He cannot get it up in time, and it looks like Crazy Turtle comes in with the right of the arcane, gets 2 blorps down, but he's not going to get one more in order to pick up this kill. Soulless Pizza is actually out of mana for this. They throw down the heal from Crazy Turtle, and it looks like that stun ball actually hits the minions there and doesn't go out. Plat Senpai shows up, throws down Tibbers, the Q, the Incinerate, everything goes down and is able to pick up a double for himself and get those double buffs as well. So he's going to have some serious pressure in the lane. But bottom side of the map, good knock-up from the Nurricane. It's going to be able to knock up and lock down Tibber Loves You. Prinipepsi doing a great job of seeing a moment of weakness and being able to capitalize on the turnaround here. Still full HP, taking no damage as he just presses forward. Bullet time comes out. George P forced to flash away and get away with just a sliver of HP.
A lot of things just happened. I'm going to talk about the last thing first. I think the Misfortune held on to that ult a little bit long.
Yeah.
But Gank is going to come in. Prime Pepsi is really far ahead.
Ooh.
Is going to flash forward for the kill. Can she get Nurricane? She does. Double kill. Totally worth.
That was a very aggressive play, and I love it. Also got the benefit off of that, just that double up attack that went off on Nurricane. Chunked her for so much hell. And George P was a little bit greedy trying to get that assist money. Honestly, could have probably dropped out a Living Artillery for the assist rather than getting as close as he did. I don't know how much mana he had, but honestly, Living Artillery is a very low mana cost spell, so I feel like he should have been able to do it.
Agree, but the decisions that were made ended up in a very good situation for Purple Team.
Yep, definitely, and we can see the ADC prowess of Prinipepsi really coming into effect here. He's got the farm lead. He's now ahead in kills on George P as well. So if they don't get this ADC under control, they're going to be in a really bad spot. And now I feel like blue team's kind of hard pressed to win because they've got these two very powerful players on red side that are very far ahead. You've got Riven up at the top lane. You've got MF down on the bot side of the map. So if they're not careful, this could snowball out of control very, very quickly.
Yeah, it's definitely not GG yet, but a few more fights going the way of Purple Team, and it might turn out that way.
Yeah. All right, so...
Something I want to touch on is Plat Senpai, though. He's done a great job of roaming to the other lanes so far this game.
Yeah, and I feel like that anti-roam is going to be the key to their success in this game. Even if they're behind or ahead, this Annie showing up to these side lanes like he is, Tibbers comes down. Once again, Soulless Pizza taken very low, turns around and gets the slow, though. Slow goes down onto Tibber Loves You from Janna, but it's not going to be enough to lock them up in place. During that time, Crazy Phil drops in with the man drop up into the top lane, but Panther's a little bit too quick and just dances right out of it. Looks like Xerath is coming down through the river as well. Lands some poke on the Nurricane. Stun Bubble comes out, doesn't connect, but if it did, it could have been a kill easily on Janna. Alright, so Dragon gets angered. He's starting to spit on people there. But, I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
I'm very interested to learn.
Okay, I feel like with the position that Red is in right now, they need to start pressuring this Dragon. Either have Xerath, follow the enemy roam. He doesn't even have to get anywhere close to her. As long as he can just get the poke from the distance, he can force her to not want to join the fight. Top side of the map looks like Panther's getting chased out by Crazy Phil and Casper. Bottom side, Soulless Pizza shows up for yet another gank in the bottom lane. Make It Rain goes down to help clear out the wave, and it looks like Crazy Turtle's going to do all he can as well to clear out these minions. Honestly, with the blue side pushed up to the turret like they are, this is a great time for Red Team to go ahead and look towards that Dragon if they can group up. Good poke coming out of George P. Pradell. May not be able to defend the turret, but it's sure going to be able to chunk down these health bars. It looks like it actually is going to be able to defend the tower here. Crazy Phil shows up, gets hit there by the Eye of Destruction, slowing him down. And he's just getting poked out. This is part of the strength of this blue or red side composition is they've got enough ranged slows to just kind of keep people in place. They've got the Skarner slow, Make It Rain coming out of MF. They've got the Eye of Destruction coming out of Xerath as well as his stun. Sona has a slow as well. So if they just want to poke people, they've really got options.
Alright, and it looks like they will finally turn towards the Dragon as the pause comes in.
Yep, Casper has disconnected. So hopefully he will be able to rejoin the game in a second here. We can get this back underway. But yeah, Red Team in a real power position here. They're able to get control of all of these lanes for the most part. Annie is a little bit out of control based on the roam, but Xerath's doing a great job of keeping up in farm. He's now starting to follow the roams as well, so it's not going to be as large of a power difference when Annie shows up, if Xerath manages to stay there as well. But with the Moby boots that Annie has, she's going to be a hard little girl to keep track of.
Agreed. But this is a great time for Dragon, for Purple Team to do Dragon. Their ultimates are just about back up, and Crazy Phil does not have his, so he won't be able to ult it on top of them and start that engage.
Yeah, and it's going to be really rough for Blue Team, because if they choose to go through one of these tight corridors, yep, exactly, they've got the AoE here to really force people away. Crazy Phil is super low. It looks like Blue Team really doesn't want to give up this dragon. Printed Pepsi actually picks up a kill on Janna before the fight even really starts. ISG Casper shows up, and Soulless Pizza's forced to flash out of that situation. Blue Team now in a possible power play position where they can force up mid and maybe get a turret. It might only actually end up being a trade, though, as top lane turret goes down to Panther. He's got a significant amount of AD. He's actually got an Avarice Blade here, really going for that that value build, trying to get some extra gold in the pocket.
Yeah, going for the Ghost Blade, definitely a decent buy. It does help break through that Nasus armor that he should be building here pretty soon.
Yep. That crit is very nice, as well as the penetration, and honestly the active is super good for Riven too. Kind of extends that already really high mobility. Caught in the middle of the enemy team though, and just gets taken out immediately. A little bit over-aggressive, a little bit of over-aggression coming out of Panther there. Gives Blue Team a free kill, but honestly, they've all got to get back to base since they're so low. Casper going to be the only person left here to defend, and he needs to throw that on the Spirit Fire pretty soon, once this next wave hits, if he wants to have any chance of defending this turret. Good Tornado comes out to try to clear the wave as well. Stun Ball comes out, as well as the Eye of Destruction from Crazy Turtle, and they're just going to siege this thing up and try to take it down. A couple more auto attacks and it's going to go. Looks like that's going to be a turret pickup for Red Team, and they're going to disengage afterwards.
Prime Pepsi doing a great job of auto-attacking that turret, ignoring the Nasus that was defending it.
Yeah, you see a lot of ADCs, especially in our LowElo games, who just kind of sit there and, you know, auto-attack the tank for fear of being engaged on, but honestly, if the rest of your team is there, it's very rare that Nasus is going to go in, unless his name is Stretch. Then he makes stupid decisions all the time in hopes of coming up glorious, and it only works out about 33% of the time. Alright, so bottom lane, Printed Pepsi getting nice and aggressive there. Tipper loves you there on the backup. Red Team looking to push towards this bottom turret next, most likely. This is a good time to really start roaming with that Xerath a bit more, because honestly, with the amount of gold lead that Red Team has, they can kind of just poke people off these towers. The Arcano Pulse is fantastic for knocking people off these objectives, and if they want to just get some more free money, why not just have them rotate down to whatever turret they want to get next?
At Zero, that is going to be a very strong siege potential for the Purple Team. All they need to do is set it up. Ooh, but we do see Annie heading down, along with the Pantheon ult.
Yep, Hurricane actually gets a good amount of her health taken away, just baiting for this ulti, and actually Printed Pepsi flashes in once again very aggressively and picks up another kill. Gonna get stunned up and taken down by both Annie and Kog'Maw there. Crazy Phil still on the chase, trying to catch up to Tibber Loves. He does get the stun down. One more auto attack will clean it up, but he chooses to use the E. Top side of the map, Crazy Turtle looking for the gank off on ISG Casper. Can't quite get the damage or stun down here, but he's going to clear out those wave and defend the turret. Great roam on his part to make sure that he doesn't lose that objective.
Yeah, Tibbers loves you. Attempted the Tan and Nope, but was not successful in getting away.
Yeah, really needs the boots in order to perform the Nope. He's only got the Ardent Sensor and a, what is that, Frost Queen Frostfang. Flash forward, though, from Crazy Turtle, going into the Eye of Destruction. Wither comes down. Is he going to be able to throw down the ulti? I don't think he's got enough mana to do it. Pops a mana potion in hopes of getting the mana to get it in time. Casper, ooh, cannot dodge 3 in a row and gets taken out by the last right of the arcane damage there.
Yeah, Crazy Turtle doing a good job figuring out where Nasus was in the Fog of War and getting him in that third shot. I know me, I'm horrible hitting that ultimate. Probably would have missed all 3 anyways.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird skill shot to get used to. There's an interesting delay, and it's kind of a smaller area than you'd expect, but it can really do some serious damage. Top side of the map, George P getting a little bit too close to Panthers. Will get taken out by the Wind Slash here. Plat Senpai shows up. He has the Moby Boots, matches flashes, actually gets the stun down on Panthers. Ignite comes down as well. I don't know if he's going to be able to get the damage down in time. They just kill each other there, but it's going to be a little bit more worth for Plat, considering he got that shutdown money.
Yeah, full 500 gold for that kill on the Riven.
Yep.
And Crazy Tail picking up that blue. Good. Very good on Xerath to allow him to poke down people at these turrets like we hope.
Yep. Dragon's going to be up in another minute and 10, so this game's definitely picking up speed a little bit. Red team's going to probably look to set that up, because I believe they're the last team to get that Dragon buff, so they're going to have the timer under their belt. They're going to want a vision control on the backside and a pink in the pit, or some sort of sweeper if they want to get vision eliminated from the enemy. All right, though. So bottom side of the map, looks like Crazy Turtle manages to auto-attack down that last outer turret on blue side, and that really opens that map up to a lot of these jungle plays. So if they can get into this jungle, make some small area plays with some Sona ulti, Sona crescendos into bullet times, they're going to be looking really, really nice in this game.
Yeah, just with almost all the outer turrets down, just a huge amount of the map is open for both teams to play in. Should allow for some significant plays to happen around the Dragon. Ulti coming in up top on the Nasus. I don't think he's going out.
No chance of getting out there. And honestly, I'm looking at his build now. He would have been much better off going a higher tank build. His armor did get a little actually hard countered. As you see, Riven already has the Last Whisper and the Ghostblade finished, but I would have been looking for the the Frozen Heart early into a Spirit Visage. The more Qs, the better. That's the rule on Nasus. Otherwise, you're quite weak. Because the Sheen will produce the same amount of power spike regardless of what time it's purchased in the game, and all that the cooldown reduction does on Nasus is bring the late game even closer to you. So if you just get cooldown reduction on Nasus, you're going to be pretty much golden. And then Pantheon ulti's coming through here. He actually lands in the middle of the team, gets the stun down on Crazy Turtle. Crescendo actually, I think, only hits Crazy Phil there. And it looks like they're going to be able to pick up the kill on the Hurricane with that Arcano Pulse. ISG Casper trying to chase out these last kills. Stun Ball comes out, and they do ward him off for just a second here. Spirit Fire goes down. He withers Printed Pepsi. They will pick up that kill as well. But it looks like Blue Team might be able to push up on this bottom lane here. Riven waiting in this top or red side Tri-Brush. Actually, no, it's going to come out here. George Feverdell gets way too close. Key Strike comes out, and he's going to get stunned up in place. Panther might actually look for the kill on Platzenpai, getting the artillery support from Xerath on the edge of the map as well. Not enough damage to pick up Casper, but they do get 2 kills for 1 in that exchange. Casper blows blows the ulti, trying to catch up to Crazy Turtle. Actually, no, he's just going to farm up this wave. Crazy Turtle realizes it and says, you know what, I'll poke him out. I can take him down here. I don't know why he went for that play. A little bit too much greed coming out of Casper on that play.
Especially with the amount of managers he has, definitely does not have enough to deal with the Xerath, who already has the Merolomicon and a new Large Rod, which I suspect is going to be Rabadon's in just a second.
Yeah, it's either going to be that or possibly the Zonia's Hourglass. That invulnerability can do quite a bit of work if stunned. I mean, if timed before the anti-ulti drops. He's got to be clairvoyant in its usage, but it could be a factor. It could be what he's going for, but I think more likely, and actually we see the result there. He got the death cap.
So 2 things I want to know right now. First off, George really needs to be looking at his positioning right now. That's the second time I've seen him just walk directly next to the Riven before she even used any for gap closers. And
yeah.
you just can't. You cannot get that close to a Riven as AD carry.
Yeah, even probably more important than the damage output that you do on an ADC is probably there's the sheer number of auto attacks you can get down and where you're standing while doing them. So positioning just hugely important. George P getting a couple auto attacks down onto Soulless Pizza. Arcano Pulse coming out to clear the way. Flash Timbers goes out up in front there, trying to take out Timber Loves You, which is going to eliminate the Crescendo. Good Tornado comes out to knock up Soulless Pizza. Crazy Phil turns around and gets the stun down. Bullet Time comes out. It won't be enough damage to really pick up anybody, and now George P is on the chase. He turns back around, getting more objective focus. These wards on blue side are picking up literally every single footstep that Riven is taking right now. George P gets taken out by the right of the Arcane. Will Panther go in for this 3v1? Stun comes down, gets blown back, can't pick up the kill on the Hurricane. uses it just in time to get that Riven out of there, but it might actually push Panther to his safety, able to dance his way out of the fight and jump the wall here. Flash forward from Prinapepsi, won't be able to take out the Hurricane once again, just jukes into that brush, denying vision just in time. Nasus shows up, but throws down the web on somebody who's really able to kind of just negate that, because Riven has so much movement that's not even based on her movement speed. Crazy Phil in a little bit of a tight situation here. Ooh, Eye of Destruction goes down on Plat Senpai. Panther's really considering just going forward here. Picks up 2 easy kills after that play, and they're going to back up off of that. Panther is really huge in this game, sitting on 9, almost 10k gold total, definitely the highest gold value in the game, and you cannot have that Riven running rampant, especially when you don't have a tanky Nasus ready to handle it. Pantheon's a little bit tanky, but he really needs to be looking forward, getting on those key targets, getting onto their Xerath, their MF, those guys, not dancing around with Riven, because otherwise, you know, Xerath and MF are just going to run rampant.
Yeah, I mean, right there we just saw Plat Senpai with amazing initiate flash tibbers, but just blue team staying around way too long allowed Riven to actually come into that fight and pick up a few kills.
Yeah, and they saw her coming too, so the disengage should have been fairly easy, but they were kind of really, it felt like they were trying to figure out, can they kill her before she gets a kill, or should they just try to get away? The thing about just getting away is you typically leave somebody to you kind of toss someone into the lion's den, I guess, when you do that because of Riven's mobility.
Who can run the slowest?
Yeah, exactly, and a lot of times it's going to be George P. Let's be honest here. That Kog'Maw is not too quick on his feet.
Well, I mean, right, actually in that last fight, you saw exactly what I was talking about with the Kog'Maw pick against the purple team. You saw Crazy Troll just completely snipe him out with the Crano Pulse and his ult.
Yeah, just no way to really move quick enough to get out of those ulti procs. Looks like the red team's going to pass off their red buff to Prinapepsi, and looks like he's just got to run over to mid. I don't know. Game slowed down a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, about halfway through that extended fight, I was going to say purple team staying a little bit too long, but eventually able to pull it through for a good amount of kills. Though nothing really was gained on either side from that.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. A lot of fights happen in this game over no objective, and I mean, I see them all the time, even in ranked. You see them all the time, even in a higher tier play. Sometimes on challenger streams, all that sort of stuff. People just fight to fight. It goes away completely once you enter the pro scene, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. If there's not a turret to be had, or a dragon to be had, or a baron, they're just not going to fight.
So purple team, knowing that dragon was going to be up actually top lane.
Yep, top side of the map, Casper actually gets pulled away by that Skarner ulti before he can clean up the kill there, and Panther shows up with that Ghost Blade just in time to pick up the kill. Bottom side of the map, blue team really wants to position for this dragon buff. I don't know if they've got the timer here, but they know it's going to be soon. So they might have that timer. They may have had someone who got eyes on it.
Yeah, that unfortunately that gave Skarn just enough time to go back and use his home guards to get close to this dragon. They may go for it, and they may be able to pick it up since Riven is top, but it is going to be close.
Yeah, even if they don't pick up the dragon, if red team can delay the dragon take, they're really splitting up a team right now. It looks like Tibber Loves You gets zeroed out by the Tibber's ulti from Plat Senpai. Souls Pizza trying to go deep in the backside of the enemy team here, leaves Prinapepsi alone, but it looks like he's going to be just fine all by his lonesome. Souls Pizza now caught out by the rest of blue, might get withered up, no, will end up getting out of the fight. Bullet time actually comes out, but Plat Senpai is just going to flash the wall and pick up the kill, only to get return killed on by Crazy Turtle. Now Soulless Pizza once again getting traced out by the Doge. The Doge looking for the mailman here, I guess. I don't know. Please.
While this is going on, all at dragon, top lane, Riven's going to pick up that inhibitor and probably the inhibitor itself.
Yeah, I was going to say it before the fight broke out. Even if red team doesn't get anything, and they just delay this dragon like they have, they're going to get objectives, and it looks like Panther's doing a fantastic job of cleaning this up. Should feel, honored to... Ooh! Doesn't quite get it. Oh, but the minions get it at the tail end of it, so he loses his life for an inhibitor, and I call worth.
Oh, most definitely. But in that fight, that turned into a 3v4 instantly just because of that Zeroth catching out the Kog'Maw with 2 abilities. Just 2.
It was
disgusting.
Yeah, it's a lot of damage. Right now, I'd say Kog'Maw, even over damage, needs to be looking towards the Banshee's Veil.
Brian definitely biting off more than he could chew, tries to 1v1 this Nasus and gets taken out with a little bit of assist from that Pantheon.
Yep. Casper clearing out this wave here, but getting very poked by Crazy Turtle. Gets the red buff auto attack in, as well as one more Arcano Pulse to clean it up. Blue team going to use this window of opportunity to try to pick up this dragon here. A couple more auto attacks down from Pantheon, Annie, and Hurricane, along with the smite, and that should be theirs. Sona's going to probably come up on this situation a little bit too late. Yep, gets there just in time to see that all the dragon cookies are gone.
We'll just say that Nasus sacrificed himself so blue team could get the dragon.
Yep, it was a distraction.
But I don't care what you say, Zeroth is an absolutely stupid champion.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb. There's
because Annie was definitely winning the lane.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was up in farm early. It's just she had more of an impact on the map because of the Moby boots and the ability to show up in Tibbers people. Zeroth kind of just sat there just farming it up during that time. Plaid Senpai gets pulled in. Good Zonia's usage actually dodges out of Crescendo, as well as Red Team disengages, realizing they don't want to get the full-on team fight there because they're too close to turret to really get to that back line.
Yeah, I thought that was going to end up much worse for the Annie. I wanted her to use the stun while Skarner was underneath turret, but just let it go. Meanwhile, Riven looking at this red buff and the Pantheon.
Ooh, picks up the red buff, using
And
a little
she's
bit of the
gonna
auto
get it.
attacks. Yep, and gets the kill there. In mid lane, Crazy Turtle now left to die, essentially. Timber Loves You does just not have his Crescendo up any longer, having to use it on that disengage in the mid lane previously, so not too much Sona can really do for him there.
This could be a pretty good opportunity for blue team to get this tower, get a good push in, but Riven coming in from behind, taking out Plaid Senpai very quickly. Nasus doing what he can, trying to wither that Riven, but she's just going to back out while being chased down by this Skarner.
Yep, Wither comes down again, slowing Soulless Pizza even more than an exhaust can, and it looks like they're going to boost their way out of this team fight. Pretty Pepsi shows up right in front of the... Are you not going to kill that? Hold on a second, what? Isn't that like two...
The cojones on that misfortune.
Is that not two freaking siphoning strikes to kill that MF? You've got the...
Yeah, I do think Casper could have stuck around for that kill. There were no ultimates up on purple team, so they wouldn't be able to catch him out.
Yeah, and he still had the Janna there. She's got a little bit of mana left over, so the peel can still happen. Janna can do a lot of work with very little mana.
So Prime Pepsi, playing tempting fate, but gets away with it.
Yeah, just rolls the dice and comes up ahead. I don't know, man. Oh man. Alright, so Crazy Turtle looking for the blue buff here. Once again, gonna pick it up, get that cooldown reduction, probably over to 40% depending on how much he takes in the early game. Let's take a look. He takes only, he's up to 35%, so that's a decent chunk. Takes 5% in the early
So I
game.
remember reading an article a long time. Actually, fight's gonna break out. Don't wanna. Okay. Remember reading an article a long time ago about whether or not that last 5% was worth it. Was worth the gold to get it. And I don't remember the exact math, but basically you end up doing like something like twice the amount of damage if you did get it over like 10 seconds.
Really?
It was actually kind of silly how much it increased it.
Huh. That is actually
But
pretty
Riven
crazy.
getting caught out here. Very good Zonias by Annie to keep that damage from going in on her, and that's going to be easy pickup for blue team.
Yeah, bottom side of the map, Prime Pepsi doing a fantastic job of kiting even through the Wither there. Just getting so many auto attacks down on Nasus. Pickoff comes out from Crazy Turtle. Actually looks like Solus Pizza actually gets the grab down on Crazy Phil, but not able to pick up the kill here. George P getting these auto attacks down, can't quite clean up the kill as well though. Crazy Turtle now the next target. He has to flash out of the fight. Crazy Phil just walking forward boldly, but this entire time on the bottom side of the map, it looks like Prime Pepsi has been pushing towards that inhibitor turret. Casper, the guard dog, coming back to try to defend his honor, defend his turret, gets down to one siphoning strike. He needs 1.5 more to pick up the kill here. Prime looking to flash the wall, will get it. Looks like George P comes out of the brush though. That last one does not crit, the artillery does not land, and Prime Pepsi walks out of the jaws of death once again.
Yeah, walking across the entirety of blue team's bottom jungle, is able to get out. Very nice quick feat by him.
Oh my god. Red team doing such a good job of pressuring the right points on the map here and not getting punished for it. They're getting a lot of global objectives down because of it, and then it's really what's been producing this 7k gold lead that they've got. Dragging up in a minute, so I wonder who's going to be able to get position in time. Red team's definitely got the grip on the map pressure, so I imagine it's going to be them, but blue team is not quite out of this yet.
Definitely not, especially with that NASA's 40-minute guarantee and the Kog'Maw.
Yeah. NASA's approaching the Spirit Visage build. He's got that Frozen Heart finished, so that's going to be able to help him just a bit against Riven, even though she's got all that penetration. Solus Pizza looking for the pickoff on Crazy Phil, but he's quite tanky. Don't leave the man to die! Hit them! There we go! Look at how long this guy is living. Fight through it. There we go. Plat Senpai is going to show up and get the Tibbers down. Actually, it looks like the TP from Nasus gets stunned out by Panther, just canceling it out there with that key strike. The Hurricane trying to stay in between Plat Senpai and the rest of the enemy team. Flash forward into Monsoon, keeps them away for a bit. Top side of the map, Casper takes out that turret with the... and it cost him his life, but still worth.
Yeah, but right now, Skarner just being such a huge front line for Purple Team right now. Kog'Maw and Annie just can't break through right now.
Yeah, he's so tanky with the cooldown that he's got on his shield, and he puts out a decent amount of damage too. He's a huge threat because he's got the AoE slow from Iceborne Gauntlet as well as his own built-in slow on his E. So they've got to be really careful. If you get close to that Skarner, it's likely that you're not getting back away, especially with the threat of his ulti. So everyone kind of just runs away from the Skarner. The only person who can stand there and willingly get stung is Pantheon. And last time, since they weren't grouped, he kind of it felt like he got left for a large portion of the time there. There was like 5-6 seconds where he was all alone 1v3. Oh, ulti's coming down, trying to pick up the Hurricane. Crazy Turtle leaves himself vulnerable, though, and gets taken out by ISG Casper. Flash forward from Crazy Phil into the stun onto Tibber Loves You. The Siphoning Strike comes down. Looks like Prime Pepsi's trying to get some damage down here, but can't quite get it. Top side of the map, Panther is taking off this inhibitor, and there's not much that the Hurricane can do. Almost dies. Actually does die to the last Wind Slash dash forward on the shield, almost keeps Riven alive there. That Valor is generating so much defensive HP there. What is it right now? Let me take a look. This is the stupidest
Prime
part.
just refusing to stay away from this NASA, so it's going to get caught out.
Oh my goodness, MF loves dogs. That's just how it is. Even when they're aggressive, just let me pet you. It's not safe. But yeah, that Riven
Something
shield...
to note, though.
Good, good.
No, please continue.
Okay, I was going to say that Riven Shield is generating 450 HP right now, so it's that portion of the late game where if you don't burst him out, he's going to be able to sustain for quite a bit, because it'll come up 2, maybe 3 times in a fight if he doesn't die right away.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Skarner. He has a 300 health shield that's on a 6-second cooldown.
Yeah.
2 people on red team are very deceptively tanky, but blue team with an excellent call for this Baron are going to pick it up. That's going to be huge for them.
Yeah.
Maybe allow them to actually push out and get some more towers for their team.
Maybe, as long as they keep track of this top lane, as you see the ping going down there from NASA saying, hey, I'm going to catch this wave and try to force out as much as I can, they might end up using this Baron to just beef out their own minions and defend against any other potential pushes from red team, but even that's a definite good use. And honestly, even if they don't use it for anything, it's better in their hands than in the enemies to kind of delay the game a bit more.
Yeah, and this is something that blue team does want. They want to go to late game. They do have the Nasus, they do have the Conquest, so this is something that they can allow themselves to do.
Okay. Silent Mark in the chat asking how do we get in these games, but right now Panther getting zeroed out completely by Plat Senpai, and that's a big pick for them. That Riven has been running rampant through this entire game, and having him off the map is going to mean that blue team is going to be confident and pushing forward here. Not having that Riven, dancing around is going to be good for them, but they need to be careful of where they do stand. These Arcano Pulses chunk for a lot of HP if you don't have magic resist, and a good portion of blue team just doesn't have it.
Right now, I almost want Crazy Phil just to ult him behind that turret to get Crazy Turtle.
Oh my goodness, George P gets taken out by the Red Arcane from Crazy Turtle here. Bullet Time comes out as well. Praying Pepsi picks up the kill on the Nurricane, and as well as Plat Senpai, Red Team wins the fight despite Blue having that Baron buff, and a lot of that is attributed to the fact that they got really, really good poke down before that fight even started. They were sitting under a turret that Blue Team was a little bit too eager to pick up there, and it looks like Red might be able to respond with an inhibitor turret of their own. Casper doing his darndest to defend this turret, though. It looks like he might be able to do so. Stone comes out. He does get taken down. Good locket of the Iron Solari shield getting popped there to negate some of this turret damage. Soulless Pizza in a little bit too eager there. It's going to take out the laser. It doesn't need to get damaged there. Oh my goodness. The Eye of Destruction once again chunking down Pantheon for I think the last maybe 25% of his HP.
Yeah, this game has just been, for blue team, it's just been a consistent 4v5. Just Crazy Turtle taking out one member, usually Kog'Maw, before the fight really even gets going.
Yep. A strong early game showing from the mid lane, and Plat Senpai results in an unfortunate defeat, or it looks like it. I mean, Red Team not quite closing out the game yet. George P. Burdell getting chunked very low, though, and now it's going to be up to him to try to defend this last Nexus Tower. Panther going to show up there, just throw out the Wind Strike, Wood Slash, and Key Strike for most of his HP there, and the takedown coming out from Crazy Turtle once again. Panther trying to get the scumbag kill on the fountain. Doesn't quite get it. GG's, everyone. Well played on Red Team. Just keeping your head on. Really playing around that Riven. Riven left the top lane, started roaming around. Prime Pepsi did a fantastic job in terms of positioning as well, making sure that even though he loves to play with the puppies, he doesn't die too often when it comes to the team fights. So just really good play on Red Team all around. Blue Team had that early game advantage on the Annie, and they tried to play around it. They tried to rotate with it, but the second that Xerath started responding and respecting it, it kind of didn't work as well.
Yeah, blue team definitely was ahead for a little while, but it all swung on that Xerath deciding to follow the Annie and starting to pick up some kills, and just Xerath got huge and misfortune.